Benjamin Sesko to Arsenal is not happening this summer after Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein have come out to say he will sign a new contract with RB Leipzig. This means that Arsenal have missed out on another striker target. So today's video, I'm going to go through different targets we could get, and they're all going to be quite young strikers because that seems to be the profile that we want. But before I begin, please smash that like button, make sure you've done that. Turn on notifications if you haven't already, and subscribe if you are new here. It will be very much appreciated. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. So the first player I'm going to talk about, of course, is Victor Osimhen. I've already made a video on him, and I am a big fan of him. I feel like he's a really good striker in this sort of perfect age where he's just entering his prime at 25. And he is a known goal scorer, like in Serie A last season, 25 matches and scored 15 goals. And in the Champions League, 6 games and 2 goals. So he is a goal scorer. We need a goal scorer. He's tall, he's really quick, runs the channels really well. And these are all the sort of things that you would want in a striker, especially Mikel Arteta. He wants his striker to run those channels, to press well. And Victor Osimhen is really good at pressing. So he seemed like the ideal fit. I think the only problem with him is his price tag is a bit too much if we're thinking of that release clause of 105 million. But sources have said that we'll probably wait till next season to sign a number 9. The likelihood of signing a number 9 this window is very unlikely. We would probably want somebody who can play on the wing and also up front maybe. So if we are thinking till next summer, I think Victor Osimhen is definitely a good option to have. Of course, I said the release clause is quite high, 105 million or something around that. And I don't think many clubs will want to pay that. So next season, he'll probably have a lowered price tag and there'll be a lot more interest for him. And he's a decent striker to get. I mean, the only problem with this would probably mean Kai Havertz. And a lot of us are big fans of Kai Havertz and we want him to be that number 9. Bringing in Victor Osimhen may change Kai Havertz in the sense that he'll become the backup striker. But then again, who says that Victor Osimhen and Kai Havertz can't play together? So there's that to consider as well. But Victor Osimhen, I definitely think he is a striker we're looking for. A lot of reports have said he's on the list. But of course, there's that high price tag. And of course, it's really not something that I would expect to be done this summer. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Victor Osimhen. I feel like we've been interested in him since we wanted to sign Gabriel Jesus, and the interest has never gone away, and rightly so. Really good striker with a lot of potential. Still, Mikel Arteta loves to bring the best out of his centre forwards, and Victor Osimhen can definitely go up further levels with Mikel Arteta, and I think it will just be a really exciting deal to have one of the best centre forwards in Europe. We talk about wanting to make progress, and maybe Osimhen really is that step up from Kai Havertz. Next up is Joshua Zirkzee, and I already made a video on this guy talking about his quality. He is still young as well. He's only 23 years old, and there's a lot of room for him to grow. He's kind of that false 9, really. He likes to drop into the midfield and to link play. I made a mistake in the last video saying he was left-footed. He is right-footed, and he has really good ball striking. He can really strike a ball, can run those channels as well, good passing ability. So kind of ticks all the boxes of a Mikel Arteta centre forward. And I think what makes him different to Victor Osimhen is his release clause is slightly lower, not slightly, significantly lower at 35 million. But we definitely have to go and get him now if we wanted him, because AC Milan really want him, Manchester United are in for him, and there's just a lot of competition for his signature. But when I was looking at this guy, I was really impressed. His stats aren't really, the best. In that last season, in 34 games, he only scored 11 goals and got 4 assists. And the season prior to that, he played 19 matches and got only 2 goals and 2 assists. So would he be able to come in and to a big club like Arsenal right now with the pressure of having to deliver? But then again, we've got Kai Havertz, so him being a deputy to Kai Havertz can probably take away that pressure. So you've got to look at it from that sort of angle. I think the deal becomes a lot more lucrative. I've talked about Arteta and his ability to make these young forwards a lot better, and Zirkzee simply does have the fundamentals to be a fantastic player. He played under Thiago Motta, so I feel like he would easily fit into our game style. I already talked about this in the last video. He has that technical ability, he has that strength, he has that skill, he has that pace. So it's just about now just putting it consistently in games. And I feel like at Arsenal, he can definitely do that more than any other club, as he will probably be the backup to Kai Havertz. But yeah, out of the two I've mentioned right now, who would you prefer? Would it be Zirkzee? Would it be Osimhen? Is the price of Osimhen putting you off? Is Zirkzee's price pulling you in? Have you watched him? Just let me know in the comments. Now let's move on to my personal favourite and probably one of the more expensive ones, Alexander Isak. 24 years old. We know about this guy's quality. There was windows in the past where Arsenal have been heavily for him and we just haven't quite, done the deal. But I feel like with Newcastle's financial issues and just maybe him wanting to really go for that Thierry Henry legacy. I know it sounds silly, but players do care about this sort of stuff. He does have the same play style as Henry. I'm not saying he's the same player because that would be ridiculous, but there is that sort of play style and that arrogance in his game that Thierry Henry had. Last season, we all know how good he was. 30 games, 21 goals and 2 assists. I think my only worry, as with Osimhen as well, I didn't mention this, is their injuries. They do get injured quite a lot and availability is their best ability. We want our strikers available every time. We saw at multiple occasions with the injury of William Saliba, for example, and Gabriel Jesus last season. They really, really did hurt our seasons. We really missed having that available centre forward through the whole season. Kai Havertz only became an option at centre forward towards the end, and maybe that was in reaction to the amount of injuries we had there already. So although he is a quality baller, and I would pay around 90 million for this guy. He's got the Premier League experience, he's got the arrogance, he can play on the left wing as well. I think that's another big thing. Mikel Arteta loves versatility. We need a backup winger and a striker, and Isak can do that. Isak can definitely do that. He can play with Kai Havertz, and I feel like that would be a dangerous duo. Skillful player. I don't know if you guys remember his assist against Everton. He absolutely did all the defenders and got into the box and played a beautiful assist. And that's the sort of thing we need from the wide areas. We need a bit of creativity. We need a bit of magic. We saw it with Bukayo Saka when he is in the side and when he isn't in the side. We miss that sort of magician in our side. So bringing in Isak, good age, good Premier League experience, international experience, brilliant ball striking, brilliant movement, good pressing. I feel like it's just a match made in heaven, really. And I wouldn't be surprised if we were to go in for him next window. I feel like Newcastle really don't want to lose Isak. They'd rather lose Bruno Guimaraes. And that really does mean most teams will have to go for Isak next season. I feel like he does have a release clause of some sorts in his contract. He'll probably extend his contract and get a release clause if he hasn't already. And I feel like we'll be one of the first teams at the front of the queue to try and sign him. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Alexander Isak. He's obviously got a brilliant record in the Premier League. He's a really good player. He can play on the wings, and potentially a release clause in his contract this summer that he'll sign at Newcastle can be activated next summer. But yeah, gunners, that's it for now. Let me know your thoughts. A bit of a blow not to get Benjamin Sesko. I feel like he could have been a really good signing for us. But here are 3 options that I feel like we're definitely interested in. Joshua Zirkzee is definitely one to watch. But without further ado, gunners, peace.